Today, we're diving into something incredibly intense, a personal diary that takes us step by step through a bone marrow transplant. It's a journey where, to be saved, the body must first be brought to the very brink of destruction, all so it can be rebuilt from a single bag of cells. That's the hope right there. Written on the day of the transplant, it's the simple, powerful goal of this whole ordeal. But before those new cells can start producing that good stuff, the patient's entire old system has to be wiped clean. So where does this all begin? Well, not with the first dose of medicine. It actually starts with a goodbye to normal life, as the patient steps into the isolated, controlled world of the hospital, where everything is about to change. On January 25th, the new reality hits hard and fast. He arrives, and almost immediately, a central line, a Groschon catheter, is fitted in his chest. From that second on, he's literally tethered to a squeaky IV pole, which he calls his constant companion. His entire world shrinks down to this one large, bright room. And in a small but really frustrating twist, the intercom to the family room doesn't even work, just amplifying that sense of isolation. Okay, so once he's in, the real work begins, and it's brutal. Before you can rebuild, you have to completely demolish the old system. This next phase is the ordeal, a process called conditioning therapy, and its whole purpose is to systematically destroy the patient's existing bone marrow and immune system. And this regimen is absolutely relentless. It's a 4-day cycle of powerful chemotherapy drugs, followed by anti-rejection medications, all while he's being constantly hydrated and monitored around the clock. The goal is simple but terrifying: create a completely clean slate, an empty space for the new stem cells to call home. The main tools for this demolition are 2 drugs, busulfan and fludarabine. You can think of these as the heavy hitters, the wrecking ball crew. They have a single, focused mission: to completely annihilate the factory inside the patient's body that produces bone marrow. So once the old factory is destroyed, you have another problem: the body's security system, its immune response. That's the job of thymoglobulins. This is a serum that basically tells the body's security guards to stand down, preventing them from seeing these new, life-saving cells as foreign invaders and attacking them. And the body starts to feel this assault almost immediately. Even before the transplant day itself, the diary is already noting this growing fatigue, bloating, and nosebleeds from the super dry hospital air. It's a clear sign that the body is already under immense strain. All of this preparation, all of this tearing down, it all leads to one single pivotal day. And in the transplant world, they don't just call it transplant day, they call it day 0. It's the moment the clock officially resets on a new life. And on February 2nd, the gift of life arrives. I love how the patient describes seeing the bag of stem cells with such specific detail. It's a little bigger than a blood bag, with a brownish red color. This isn't just a medical supply, it's the future. It's everything, right there in that bag. You think a moment this huge would be full of drama, but the infusion itself is surprisingly calm. For over 4 hours, the new cells just drip, drip, drip into his body. The diary simply notes it finished without any disturbance. It's this quiet, almost anticlimactic moment that changes absolutely everything. But here's the thing about day 0. It's not the finish line. It's actually the start of the most dangerous phase. The patient now enters a state called aplasia, or, as he calls it in his diary, the abyss. His old immune system is gone, but the new one isn't awake yet. He is completely defenseless. And this timeline just shows you how rapid that descent is. On day +6, a single blister appears, the start of something called mucositis. By day +8, the pain is intense. Day +9, a fever spikes. By day +12, the combined effects have made even swallowing an agonizing act. And if you want to know what that pain of mucositis feels like, you just have to read his words. He says it feels like having many needles stuck throughout the oral cavity. It's just a brutal, visceral description of the body breaking down. The true danger of this phase is right here in the blood work. A normal white blood cell count gives you an army to fight infection. But by day +10, look at that. The count is practically 0. This is aplasia. The body has no army, no defenses. It's the most vulnerable a person can possibly be. Life during this time is just about survival. It's a constant drip of painkillers like Contramol, an inability to eat anything solid, and a steady stream of blood and platelet transfusions just to keep the body functioning. The exhaustion is absolute, and any stray germ could be catastrophic. But after the abyss comes the rebirth, This is the moment everyone has been holding their breath for, the very first signs that the new cells, the graft, have taken root and have actually started to work. And then on day plus 12, there it is, a glimmer of hope. The white blood cell count, which was near zero, is now 300. It's a tiny number, but it's not zero. It's proof that the new factory is finally turning on. The very next day, it more than doubles to 700. The new Marrow isn't just working, it's kicking into high gear. This is fantastic news. And by day plus 14, just 2 weeks after day 0, the count is over 1,200. This is it. This is the victory. He is climbing out of the abyss, and his brand new immune system is being born. And this change in blood count translates directly to his quality of life. In the abyss, there was intense pain and constant fatigue. Now, in rebirth, the pain is finally lessening. He can actually eat soft food. The whole focus shifts from just surviving to the real possibility of going home. And then comes this incredible moment of freedom. On day plus 18, after 25 long days, the nurse finally disconnects him from that squeaky IV pole. For the first time since he arrived, he can walk freely around his room. Discharge is no longer a distant hope. It's a reality. So he's won the battle inside the hospital. The new Marrow is working. But as he prepares to leave that protective room, you realize the journey is far from over. What does the road ahead truly look like now that he's outside the castle walls?